it's cold outside today. I mean extra cold because I cut my hair yesterday, so it's like, whoa! But I guess this is as good a time as any to say hello, adventurers, and welcome back to my channel. Today, I'm going to be working in the van just a little bit. After I put some things in there yesterday, I realized I was missing a few things. So first, I'm going to be going to the store and picking up a few supplies. There's a few things that I realized that I do not have that I thought I had, like some propane, and I need a new hard drive, and a few other little things, but I'll get to all of that in just a few minutes. But for right now, I'm just trying to soak in the warmth inside because I'm not ready to go outside yet. Texas has been cold. Okay, before I go to the store, I'm gonna check one last time in the van to see if there's anything else that I possibly could need. And then I guess I'm gonna add to my list and get going. So yesterday I worked on putting some things in the van so I could start to figure out how they're going to like fit in here. Like right now I have plenty of butane. I just need one propane. I have my Road Pro. I already have aluminum pans for that. I also have my little speaker slash lantern in there, some extra baby wipes, which I already purchased. All of my dry bin stuff is up here, so that's all good to go. It really is just a process to put things back in, and because it's been so cold, I've just been kind of bringing things out and then sitting in the van, closing the doors and trying to organize. And even with that, it's been very cold here. Today it's pretty overcast and it's gross, but I think today is the last day that we're supposed to have these temperatures, and then it's going to warm up a little bit, which will make it easier to do the bigger stuff. So just hoping that we have another pretty day like we did on the day that we installed the shelf. This is in, but I have to finish filling up the pouches and putting in those. I kind of have a video about this where you can see a little bit more about what this is. Check that out. This thing is awesome. But I'm really trying to debate on where I want to put these things. I know the blanket will go in the back by the bed after the bed's in. The Reflectix will be staying here. This will clip back up. Those are cords for my power station. Those things make sense. But where am I going to put my fridge? Is it going to stay up here with the ladder, or is it going to move like over here while I'm driving? I don't know. I haven't decided yet. I also still have to vacuum and stuff like that, but I can't do that until I can have the doors open and not feel like I'm frozen with my little froze toes and fingers. So yeah, there's that. So store today, and then whenever I get back, I'll be able to put those final little things in that bottom shelf back there. Poor Dimples also needs a bath really bad, so I'm hoping it warms up enough where I can do that. Right now, the car washes all closed because it's been that cold. So I don't know. I'll have to figure this out eventually. Until then, oh my goodness. So many kitties just trying to stay warm. Aw. For those who have never seen my tiny home channel, the cats are feral, but I've been trying to like make it easier for them during the winter. So they're responding well. If you want to see more cats, go over there and check them out. Otherwise, back to my goals with the van today. Currently, I have my bedding right here in the chair with the exception of the bedding that's out in the van. I need to restuff these pillows, and I'm debating on if I'm going to take both of these. I like these because they're very comfortable and I have to have different supports for my back, but these things are pretty big. And instead, I think I might be taking something else. I have this pillow, which looks pretty much the same size, but this is actually a Hest pillow that folds down into about half this size. So I'm thinking I kind of want to take this. So whenever it's zipped up, it becomes a different kind of pillow, and it's a much smaller space. So basically, I just take it and roll it into itself, and then it has a zipper that goes all the way around it, like this. And then that's it right there. For me personally, having something small in 35 square feet is obviously a pro. Also, having something that is a bit more dense is a huge pro because I have sciatica. So I try to use pillows to help me align my spine and take pressure off of different parts of my body just to help my sciatica from time to time. This would be perfect as like a knee pillow. This would fit and support the weight of my leg even whenever I'm in that super sleepy state. You know, whenever your body's at its absolute heaviest because you're just, I'm asleep. That. So this would help a lot with that. But also, I think the other pro of this is that, again, it's going to be something that takes up less room overall in the van. And it has two functions. I can use it as a knee pillow or a regular pillow. Goals of the day: pack my makeup after I go to the store. All of these brushes have been cleaned, and unfortunately this poor sponge is stained, so I may replace it. But all of these are my typical travel brushes that I carry with me on the road. Of course, trying to get the bed out of my living room would be great. And also I need to go through my emergency kit, add anything that is missing from there that I might have used, and also add a few additional things like some acetaminophen and things like that that I kind of try to rotate in and out to make sure that everything is good and not expired. And of course, last but not least is going to be figuring out kind of where I want to put the fridge. Okay, I'm back. I went and I got some supplies. I got a few things to eat here at my house for the next few days before I head out, and also went to eat with my parents. So that was all really nice. But now it's time for me to get to work, and I have a few things to do, including folding my bags so that I can use those because I always like to recycle. But I picked up a few things. I picked up some makeup that I was in need of. I picked up this stuff sack, which I'm going to actually put some mountain houses in on my roof. I have some new shampoo and conditioner. I always get a big one and they last me forever on the road. I found that this is just more efficient than me going and buying little ones and then using twice as many of them, spending more money in the long run. This was like $6 and this will take me through quite a while. And then also I found one can. They were pretty much sold out of all butane and propane except for like this and a couple small bottles of butane, probably because of the storms. So I have that now, so I can start getting to work on these things. I also looked at the weather, and over the next few days, it's going to be pretty gross. Yeah, right there. So since it's going to be gross, I'm not exactly sure how this is going to work with me getting onto the roof and getting the things out. So I'm hoping there is a brief window where it is not gross outside, and then I can do that because currently I have some mountain houses already up on the roof, and I need to get them down, put them in this bin, and then put them back up there. Just to give them a little bit of added protection from the road. So I got to do that. I also need to put some other things up there, including these guys. My dad picked these up so that if I ever have another flat tire and I'm in a weird place, I can put these in front of the tires that are going forward if I'm on like a hill, and it'll stop my van from rolling. Okay, so I'm really excited about this because I have a dry bag already, but it is a 40 liter and this one is a 20 liter. These are just the Walmart brand outdoor bags. Oh, the boxes are difficult though. Finally, that took a lot of work to get that out. But this tiny little burrito looking thing right here is about to fold out into a 20 liter dry bag. So it expands considerably, and now I'll be able to put my Mountain House meals in this guy, which should be plenty big, I think. Okay, let me start my morning off like this. Just set this down and let it hang out for a minute. Ooh, perfect. Yesterday after I got back from the store, I had every intention of starting on these projects, but then it started raining and some other things happened, and so I did not get everything complete that I planned on doing. And finally I was just tired, so I mentally just had to stop for a minute. So I decided that today I would start on that stuff. Now, that's gonna be a problem because since it rained, I can't get into my roof box because it's currently still raining. So I guess I'm gonna have to just like improvise. I have a few Mountain House meals here. I always like to keep a good selection. So this is basically like one of almost every flavor. And I have some breakfast options and some dinner options in here. So I'm gonna go ahead and put these in the bag and see if there's any room for more. Now this is where the interesting part comes in. I have to figure out how I want to put them in the bag. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm going to try to stack them like this because that takes up less room. And then I can add more. Okay, so far that's 10 meals in here, 1 to go. And this has plenty of room, so I'm gonna put a few more in there as well. I'm gonna be gone for a while, so I figure that I can always pack more of these because they have such a long shelf life. And so if I do need them, they will be there. But if I don't, then that's okay too. I'll have them just in case. But I'm trying to make sure that I have plenty just in case I decide to stay on the road a bit longer. Right now, I'm looking at anywhere between 2 and 3 months of travel. And so along the way, I'm going to enter into another season. I'm going to go through a lot of different places. And based on the weather conditions alone, I may end up in some weird stuff. So I'd rather have meals than be okay than not have them and be like, oh no, I can't make it to a store because I'm stuck here. Realistically, I'll probably put a couple meals down in the bottom part of my shelf also, just so they're easy to access. So I'll probably end up pulling a couple of these out and putting them in there once I get it out to the van. Now I have my 3 different pouches that are medical supply pouches. So this is the case that I already have. I like it because it's red and it definitely insinuates, hey, emergency. But this one is the one that came with my little tactical pouch thing. It has a little thing that comes on and off. I was originally going to move everything from the just in case to in here, but I decided that instead I'm going to use this for something else because it would be much more useful to me in a different way. So I'm going to place this in the front seat where it's easy to find. And then the things in here are things that I know I need to restock in here. You should always have a medical supply kit, not only in your van, but also on your person if you're out hiking. So I have my little vessel that I can carry with me whenever I'm hiking. It easily goes into my bag. It stays in my van until I'm ready for it, right in the front seat. It is also red to kind of indicate, hey, safety. But also I keep a bigger kit with other things in it other than just like the bare necessities. So that's what I'm going to be restocking today. This thing is a little bit of a mess, so I'm going to go through and organize it better, and then also see if some of these things are things that I already had pulled. Okay, I decided to go ahead and just pull it out like this to make it a little easier. I have all of the bandages from all sorts of shapes, sizes, and textures. I have swabs. I have different kinds of other bandages over here, as well as a little bit of like the alcohol rubs and things that needs to go in here with these. All of that is just like the basics that comes in here, in addition to these, which are like little sterile gloves. And then also there's little cotton balls and this cold compress. So all of those things came kind of with the kit, and then I've just added more Band-Aids to it. But these are the things that I need to add to the kit itself. I have some triple antibiotic ointment. I have some BC powders, which I already packed some of those. I have these acetaminophen, or I have these acetaminophen. Since this bottle is a little smaller, I'm going to put this one in here. I'm going to have a couple of these decongestants in here. And then also I have this, which is a pink eye relief. I've never had pink eye, but I have scratched my eyeball before, and this is what was recommended to me to make it stop being inflamed. So I always keep that with me now, and I just check the expirations as I'm putting things in just to make sure they're still good. And as I'm doing that, I just make sure everything has a little place. Okay, it's pretty full, but it is complete. And now I can put this in the front. So I'm going to add this to my things that go in the front. As much as little tasks like this seem mundane, they're actually quite helpful because I don't have to often pack this thing. And so I really needed to do a resupply. And so by just taking things out and looking at them, it's nice to be able to say, hey, I am a little low on this and I could potentially pick up these things because it's this season. So for example, Mucinex and the Theraflu and things like that, I don't often think about those, especially when I'm traveling during summer. And so whenever I do get to my base camp and I have that moment where I can pull it out, I look at it and go, oh, not real prepared for winter travel right now. So let's fix that just in case, because I never want to be sick on the road and then have to force myself to go into town if I'm at a campsite and I'm not feeling well. I would rather already have the things that I need so that I can get myself on the mend quicker and then go into town once I'm feeling better. Now it's time for me to fold some more trash bags and put them all into my little space, and then that part will also be finished. I've been saving all my Walmart bags just for this. Not only that, but my parents have also been saving theirs because they know I use these for my trash bags, so I shouldn't have to purchase trash bags at any point on this adventure because I'm recycling the bags that I already have. And so at least that makes them not a single-use plastic, it's a double-use. Still not saving the world completely, but fixing some of the problems by at least using things more than once. And, you know, I'm at least trying. Another tip I have for reducing some of the waste of the extra plastics is to take your own grocery bags with you. I have this big canvas tote that I'm actually going to get back and put back in the van. I carried it all through the P&W because they charge you for bags or just don't have bags. And so I could take that in and pick up my groceries and then not have to worry about plastic. So even though I do like to double use the plastic whenever I have it, I also try to not get as much of it while I'm on the road because at some point there's just too much plastic in my van and I can't use all of it at once. So I end up just throwing it up onto my roof box. All of those bags that I just had, they fold down to like this big, taking up a lot less room, which is why I always say when you keep your bags, just keep one big Ziploc and then fold them down. And then instead of it being this big bulky thing, it can actually fit just about anywhere. And this is like 20 bags right here. So that's pretty good. There's always a lot of ways that you can downsize things to live in a smaller space, whether it is a home or inside of a vehicle. And so I have learned over time there are many things that can reduce the footprint that you have in the space. And that comes from me being in 35 square feet in my van with only a little bit of storage on the top. I'm gonna go ahead and pull this little patch off because this is not gonna be my med kit. Instead, I think I'm gonna put my makeup in here maybe. And then just because it has Velcro, I'm gonna see if there's a spot on here that I can put this. Sure enough, I moved some around and there it is right there. Still raining, still raining. So basically what I'm doing is just putting everything that's going to go out into the van in this little spot so that I can organize it. And some of it's going to go up on the roof, some of it's going to go in the van itself. Some of it can actually go into different kinds of storage. Packing up my shower bag, there's a few things that I always carry with me that I also recommend others carry. First and foremost, you need an actual bag. I like to do a lightweight drawstring bag just because it's more like a backpack. I can grab and go. It also has a couple of vented pockets so you can kind of see through these. These are great because if items get wet, you can put them on the outside and they dry out more easily. I keep my shower shoes here. Always wear shower shoes. You never know who's been stepping on the floor. These are just some regular flip-flops, super inexpensive from like Walmart. And then inside this bag, I have a couple of pockets that I can put things in. So that's where I end up putting my extra razor blades. So I put those in there. I also carry, of course, my razor with a cover so that it ends up being in a little bit better shape overall. And that usually goes in the pocket as well, just to keep it from flopping around in the bag. Now, I also keep, especially during winter, a nice lotion. And this one is a very good one that, again, came from Walmart. It's a Bum Bum Cream dupe, and it is so nice. It feels really good on the skin. And so this is super hydrating during winter time, but also during summer whenever I have a lot of sun exposure. The vitamin C really helps with my skin so that I don't end up having skin damage and things like that. Then I carry my actual soaps. I used to carry a single bar of soap, but now I carry these. These are just little olive oil soap bricks. I got these in Branson at a really nice shop there, and it was a sampler pack. So all of these have a different scent, and they're really nice, and they're really soothing on the skin. So I can put up to 6 of those in here, and that's ready to go. I have my new bath towel that I just picked up, which is super small. And then I also have a shampoo, a conditioner, and then a body wash. Now in the bottom, I also keep one of these. This is just a soap that is safe for the outdoors. And so if I do have to pop out a shower and take an outdoor shower, I have this, and it's safe for the outside. So I keep a small bottle of this because typically, especially during winter, I'm not going to be taking as many outdoor showers, but I do want to make sure I'm protecting the environment when I do. So there we go. All that fits very nicely in here, and there's a lot of room to give for extra clothes. So now I can just zip this up and it'll fit somewhere in my front seat. Now I also keep a pretty hefty supply of scrubs and drench. Those are items that I can use to shower without showering. Those are like medical supplies that you can actually add just a little bit of water and like pull them together and they suds up, and then you can wash your body and your hair. And those are great whenever I'm not able to stop off at a proper shower. And also if I get off like a hiking trail or something and I just feel gross because I've been going, but it's not quite time for me to call it a day yet, I can freshen up with those before I move on to my next task. Since the beginning of my channel, I've talked about having the things that you need, but not feeling overwhelmed in your space. And the roof box has definitely made this a better option for me. I can carry all the extra supplies that I need, but also the things that might be in larger containers that I get on the road that I can't put here in my base camp, in my restock. I can put them in the roof box and just kind of pull from as I need. And that has been so handy. I can keep additional like road supplies for like safety and things like that up there, like in way of my treads and my chalks and things that don't need to be in my space, but I do occasionally need them. They can live up there. I can keep the extra mountain house on the roof. I can keep the extra supplies for showering in my space on the roof. It makes it just so much easier. And then I can also keep seasonal items such as the more bulky items that I'm not necessarily grabbing for every day, or the fancy clothes that I want to wear. That way I'm not having to like move them about over and over and feeling as though they're falling in on me, or that I have to cram them in a spot and just feel really not okay. I like to keep my space as clean as possible, because if you're in a clean space, you feel less overwhelmed as soon as you wake up and start your day. If you start off with things feeling like they're just like everywhere, whenever you wake up in the morning, that's the first thing that your mind goes to is, oh, I have to do this, 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 and this just to like exist. And it's just so much easier if you don't have to do that. So now I guess it's time for me to do my laundry, and then I can do the last minute stuff that I need to do in the van before I put the electronics in and take off on the road. I never put the electronics in until the very last moment because, for one, I'm not in the van. There's no reason for them to be there. For two, that's kind of like my checklist. I go through everything and then I put the power stations in, I plug my fridge in, I give it about 2 hours, then I put the food in it, and then that's it. Then I hit the road. That's just kind of what I've been doing since like the beginning, and it's a good routine for me. There's a few things that are still going to be question marks to me. I'm going to, of course, have to load up the roof box. I don't know when I'm going to be able to do that because of the weather. I'm hoping that we have a nice day at some point in the near future, because I can easily put myself in the van and then like close the doors and work inside. But I can't really do a whole lot with the roof box if it's pouring down rain, because I don't want to be on a ladder and then potentially slip. So I either have to have someone here to kind of make sure I'm okay, because I always try to do that, or I'm going to have to just wait for it to get better. I'm still waiting on Riley to get here, so I think that by the time she gets here, maybe it'll be a bit better. I'm hoping, I'm crossing my fingers. We have a few adventures that we're definitely looking forward to doing, potentially here as well. So the world is my oyster, but right now my clothes are dirty and I gotta go do some laundry. But for the time being, the van's just gonna sit there and get all washed off and probably get dirt kicked back up on it because it's also been windy. So I'm still gonna have to wash the van. Remember guys, we're not here for a long time, but we are here for a good time, and I am so excited about the travels that are coming and just sharing this process with you all. I can't wait to show you what we have planned, because it's going to be epic. I just have to finish up all these things here, and the weather, it simply has not worked with me. Between the cold and the rain, it has been chaos. Till next time guys, bye.